When it comes to my videos, I always do my best to properly research and properly format them. Occasionally though, an error will fly past my radar. So today I thought I'd bury the hatchet and take a look at these mistakes to correct them once and for all. Because really, the best thing to do when you make a mistake is to identify it and learn from it. First, we have my Six Flags Great Adventure former coasters video. In this video, I said one of the first coasters to operate at the park, Big Fury, was manufactured by Intamin. In actuality, the coaster was manufactured by Pinfari and designed by Intamin. Intamin didn't actually manufacture a roller coaster until 1979's Wilderness Run at Cedar Point. Initially, I couldn't find the ride's manufacturer on its RCDB page, so I went to Wikipedia. Here it said that the ride's designer was Intamin, but I took that to mean that the ride's manufacturer was Intamin, when designing and manufacturing are two different things. It wasn't until someone pointed it out in the comments section that I realized that the ride was actually made by Pinfari. So I did some more research on Great Adventure history, and lo and behold, it's actually a Pinfari Zyklon. I guess I wasn't too far off with this since Intamin technically designed it, but nevertheless, they didn't manufacture it. Speaking of Pinfari, I also said that SDC Zyklons were among the first coasters added to Kings Island and Kings Dominion. In reality, these models are called Galaxies, but they have the same layout as the Zyklons. On the RCDB page of these rides, it says that the track layout is Zyklon/Galaxy, so I thought that these were the same thing, but the Galaxy is an SDC creation and the Zyklon is a Pinfari creation. Moving on, we have my Six Flags 2017 predictions video, among one of the first videos I've ever done. In this video, I said that WildOne at Six Flags America was made by Din and suggested that it get an RMC treatment. What I didn't know is that this coaster was once at a defunct Massachusetts park called Paragon Park and is actually celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Din simply rebuilt it at Six Flags America in the 1980s, and there is no chance on earth they're going to take a 100-year-old landmark wooden roller coaster and give it the RMC treatment. A much better suggestion I could have made was that they RMC'd Roar, especially considering that the Roar at Discovery Kingdom was given the iBox treatment. So WildOne, you have my deepest apologies, and I look forward to checking you out next year at CoasterCon. In another one of my earlier videos on unique roller coasters, I said that Thunderbird at Holiday World was the world's only launched wing coaster, and that Dodonpa was the only air-launched coaster. While Thunderbird is the only launched B&M wing coaster, there is another launched wing coaster at Port Adventura. This one is an Intamin wing rider called Furious Baco. It's basically the same thing as a launched B&M wing coaster, except, well, made by Intamin. As for Dodonpa, it is the only SNS thrust air model, but it's not the only coaster that uses a compressed air launch. There are actually 5 other roller coasters in operation that use this kind of launch. There's Powder Keg at Silver Dollar City, there's Bullet Coaster from Happy Valley Shenzhen, Extreme Rusher at Happy Valley Beijing, OCT Thrust SSC 1000 at Happy Valley Wuhan, and an unnamed roller coaster at Happy City Shandong. So yeah, while there aren't a lot, there are still a few out there. And keep in mind, this is before I discovered the power of RCDB, but nevertheless, RCDB isn't always perfect. The main example of this is my 2018 European Coasters video. In it, I mentioned 2 Turkish parks, Anka Park and Land of Legends. While RCDB did list these as European parks, technically only a very small part of Turkey is located in Europe. The rest of it is in Asia, including the parks I mentioned. To be fair though, Istanbul, which is Turkey's biggest city, is located in Europe, so I can see how the mix-up happened. Moving on, in my Geauga Lake Where Are They Now video, I said that Cedar Fair bought the park in 2005, when they really bought it in 2004. I also forgot to mention that when Steel Venom was first moved to Dorney Park, it was called Voodoo for 1 year. It wasn't until 2009 that it was renamed Possessed. Another thing I forgot to mention in my Kings Island video is that the demon is more famously known as Screamin Demon. The demon was actually a very short-lived name, while the ride was named Screamin Demon for most of its lifetime. On the subject of my Kings Island video, here's a pretty embarrassing typo that I made. Yeah, no is not a word. It doesn't help that neither Photoshop or my editing software had spell check, but if I looked more closely, I should have been able to find this. And finally, I'd like to address something that isn't a mistake, but I could have worded worded it better. You see, when I did my Kings Island video and talked about the bat, I initially talked about the bat that first opened in the early 1980s. A lot of viewers that haven't heard of the park's history automatically assumed that I was referring to the bat that's standing there today, when in actuality I'm talking about the bat that was torn down years ago. The coaster standing there today is a different aerodynamics coaster that originally opened as Top Gun. I do explain this in the video, but I should have brought this up first as to avoid confusion. I've gotten so many comments saying the bat is still there that I really wanted to clear this up. Overall, I just want to say this to all you aspiring coaster YouTubers out there. Mistakes happen to everyone, and you really don't have to take them personally. Once again, all you can do is identify them and move on. Because really, making mistakes is part of learning. And I'd just like to thank everybody in the comments section who pointed out these errors. I really did learn a lot from you guys. So overall, I'm going to keep on doing my best when it comes to making these videos. And in the immortal words of Miss Frizzle, take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to subscribe and follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You could find links in the description. This is Theme Park Crazy, and I'll see you all next time.